So you have been researching what it means to write a book. Maybe you've gotten started working on your book, but you've gotten a little stopped by this word that keeps coming up over and over. What word am I talking about right now? Platform. So if that's you, this video is for you. I'm going to explain to you why platform is arguably the most important word in publishing today. My name's Kelly Notaris. I'm the founder of KN Literary Arts. We are a one-stop shop book studio helping you get wherever you are to having a book in your hand. Please visit us at knliterary.com and feel free to schedule a call with one of our amazing publishing consultants who would be happy to talk to you. I also bring 25 years of US book publishing info right here. I've been an editor that long. I've worked with hundreds of writers. And so I want you to have all the information I did not have when I walked into the publishing business. That's why I have this YouTube channel. So click subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you never miss a video. All right, the word platform truly is one of the most important words in the publishing industry today. But what does it even mean? Your platform is the audience that you already have that's ready to buy your book. Now, this could be your enormous Instagram following or your huge email list. But for most of the authors that I'm talking to on a day-to-day basis, it's much smaller than that. It starts with your friends, your family, your colleagues, maybe your clientele, and the people that you are followed by on social media, however many that may be. Everyone starts somewhere, so don't feel bad that you haven't been building your platform. The truth is you have been building it. Every time you've posted on social media, you've built your platform a little bit. Every time you've talked about the topic that you are writing about to other people in the world, you're starting to build your platform. What I want you to know is that in the publishing business today, due to many changes that have happened in the business over the course of the last 20 to 25 years, you now are the number one marketer for your book. It doesn't even matter if you get published by Hay House or Random House or anybody in between. You will need to be the one who's getting the word out about your book. So as disheartening as that is to some people who feel like, well, I don't even have a platform yet, the truth is you can just start. You can start today. It's not that hard and it actually can be fun. So when I'm talking about platform, I'm talking about social media, obviously. This is something that people tend to either love or hate. If you love it, great. Choose your favorite social media platform and start posting about topics that are related to your book today. Maybe if you're writing a novel, you're just letting people know that you're writing and what's been your writing life been like today. Just really starting to just seed the field of the people who already know you to let them know that a book is in the works, okay? If you don't love social media, you don't have to do it. Honestly, it's important, but it's not the be all end all because there's a lot of ways you can grow your platform. And truly, the one that's most important to a publisher isn't even your social media following. The most important part of your platform to a publisher is your email list. Now, why would that be? It has an email, isn't email antiquated? Don't the Gen Zers not even use it? Well, they don't. But right now, truth be told, Gen Zers are not the number one audience for purchasing books. Books are bought by people who are 45, let's say 35 plus, and usually women, honestly, if we're looking at statistics, 80% of book buyers are women. And these people are still on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram. They may be dipping a toe into places like YouTube and TikTok, but you're not aiming for Gen Z for the most part these days. And I will say Gen Z will read, but they'll mostly read fiction at this point. And fiction is a little different. So when you're writing novels, the book is what you have to put out into the world to see if people like it. So you kind of have to write the whole thing and get it out there, whether you're trying to find a traditional publisher or you're doing it yourself. And the platform will build from there. So most of what I'm talking about today is really more focused on nonfiction authors, okay? So again, most nonfiction is not aimed at Gen Z, so you don't need to worry about them not using email, right? You're looking for people who are still using email, and they are the ones who are your core audience because our inbox is actually a much more intimate place than our social media feed. In social media, you're just scrolling, right? If something catches your attention, you stop there. But your inbox is something where you have given permission for someone to write you, and that person is talking to you, and you are, hopefully, if you leave them in your inbox and don't unsubscribe, you're really genuinely very interested in what it is they have to say, which you might already have deduced makes them a really likely candidate for buying your book. Right? So someone who's just scrolling past your newsfeed, less likely to buy your book. Publishers know this. They're looking for the people who have allowed you into their intimate space, their inbox, and are reading your emails on a regular basis. So how do you grow your email list? The number one tip I have for you is to make sure that you have something of value on your website that people who land on your website can receive in exchange for giving you their email address. So for example, on our website at KN Literary, over the course of time, we've had lots of different what's called lead magnets. We probably our most popular has been our 3 outline templates for books that allow you to use our template to map out your book process. People are more than willing to give us their email address in exchange for such a valuable piece of information. So you could think about a worksheet you might create, or a 3 tips kind of thing. It might be a video series if you're someone who likes to use YouTube. It could be a podcast episode. I would hesitate to have it be the first chapter of your book. A lot of people are like, I'm going to give the first chapter of my book. Nobody's going to care that it's the first chapter of your book. You need to tell them what they're going to get as a result. You need to give them something that's truly going to feel like a value to them. So maybe the first chapter of your book is actually an assessment that someone does to figure out which food type you think they are, right? So instead of saying, here's the first chapter of my book, your giveaway could be, here is an assessment, a quick quiz that'll help you figure out which food type you should, which food group you should be eating, or whatever it might be, right? So it's something that's like, ooh, that's interesting. I want to know. That's going to tell me something about myself. I'm going to get benefit from that, right? So be sure that you're positioning it in a way that will allow the person to feel like they're going to get a lot of benefit, because they're exchanging something that is worth money to you, which is their email address. So you need to give them something that they might otherwise pay for. All right. So that's the first thing. We want you to have that lead magnet free giveaway email exchange on your website. The second tip I have for you is to make sure that that email capture is above the fold, meaning when you land on the website, it's right there. Now that might mean that it's in the header somewhere, but these days tends to be it's a pop-up. I know none of us like a pop-up, but if it's a website that you have come to because you're really excited about a piece of information and the pop-up offers you something you really want, you are going to sign up. And the truth is, it's not useful to have a huge email list of people who signed up but never read the emails. You want the people who are really well qualified, who are very likely to buy your book. So you want the people who are like, ooh, I'm excited about that, right? So you want the people who are excited to get that pop-up. So don't think of the pop-up as somehow interrupting the person's experience. You are offering them something so valuable, they're going to be thrilled to give you their email address, okay? So make sure it's above the fold. It's not buried at the bottom of the homepage. And please never, ever, ever say, sign up for my newsletter. Never. Nobody signs up for a newsletter. I mean, I think sometimes you might have it at the bottom of your page if you want that, but make sure there's always something above the fold as well, okay? That's a really juicy offer. So I often hear from people a really big and important question. How many people do I need to have on my email list in order for a publisher to be interested in my book? Now, the answer is that it just depends on so many factors that I don't want to tell you it has to be this number, or if you have this number, you will get a publisher. But what I'll say is we're definitely talking 10,000 plus, okay? So I would work on my platform until the point where I have at least 10,000 names on my email list before I went looking for a traditional publisher. Now, this does not mean you shouldn't go ahead and write your book and self-publish it. That is an excellent way to start continuing to get the word out about you in the world, and a great way for you to get people to sign up for your email list. And then down the line, a publisher might pick that book up. So just understand that a book that you self-publish can be a tool that you use to build your platform to the point that a traditional publisher is interested in you. And publishers are picking up self-published books and publishing them all the time. That is one of the main questions I get. Well, but if I self-publish, won't I miss out on a publisher? Absolutely not. When I was working at the big houses, one of the things I did over and over again was looked for successful self-published books that have proven valuable to people that then we could pick up for our list at the publisher. So that happens all the time. It's one of the biggest, I would say, misunderstandings of first-time authors, that, oh, if I self-publish, that means I'm cutting myself off from a traditional deal. No, you are giving yourself runway to build a platform and an audience that's going to really impress a publisher and make them want to have you as one of their authors on their list. Okay, so I'm going to tell you my third really big tip when it comes to getting your platform up and running, and that is to use social media as advertising for the really valuable lead magnet you have on your website. So to think about every time you're posting on social media, it's not you needing to generate interest in your social media. It's actually reminding people, hey, I'm out here teaching this work. I'm out here doing this work. I've got this wisdom. I went through this experience, and letting them remember, oh, wow, I want to learn more about her. I'm going to check out her website. Think of it as your advertising, your billboard space for getting people to the website to buy with their email address that really valuable thing that you have on your email, okay? So social media for social media's sake is one thing, but if you start thinking about it as advertising to get emails to your list, then it may sound like a better use of your time. My last and final tip for you on building your platform is to check out my friend Fawzia Burke's book, Online Marketing for Busy Authors. Fawzia has been a cutting edge, innovative online marketer for, longer than I've been in the publishing business. And she really knows what she's talking about. This is a very useful book. It is not long. It is just packed with good information and actionable advice that you can take today. So I highly recommend you check that out. All right, I hope this has helped you to understand a little bit more about this very important concept in the publishing business, your platform, to try to take off the edge of feeling like it's going to be really scary with just like some very specific step-by-step things I would have you do. And if that's the case, please let us know in the comments below. We always love to hear from you. And for more information about this and potentially to have some help with marketing, you can come to knliterary.com, schedule a call, and talk to one of our publishing consultants about how we might help you. All right, wishing you all the best with your platform, and always happy writing.